Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Today I have something new for you guys. It's not a huge set of templates, but there are two sets of templates and they can be very practical and they can be very playful. So let me just get right down to it. I'm so excited because you guys have been asking me for this and I finally decided it was a really good idea. You know, sometimes it takes me a while to decide that that's a good idea. I get ideas from you guys. You guys ask me to do things for you. Will you add this? Will you add that? Will you do this? Will you do that? And I take them in and I have to sit and think about things for a long time before, a lot of the times. Although I do have a couple new background designs as well. And one of them, a sweet lady named Karen, contacted me a couple days ago, literally a couple days ago, and said, why don't you do this? And I'll explain that to you guys in just a little bit. But let me show you what I have now. I've got two sets of templates. So they are the Swatch Book version 1, which is this size here. So there is a reason why I broke this up into two different sets of templates. The main reason is the Swatch Book version 1. I have already gotten 3 made, and at the end of this video I'll put a timestamp down below if you want to watch me make a quick version of the Swatch Book version number 1. I'm going to do that in a little bit. So I've got these 3 books here. This one, it holds all of my background designs that are available. They're available right now, and I was trying to get this out on the same day as the background design release because I do it twice a year. But that's okay. Today's the day after. Today's the 24th. So they're still available right now, but they're only going to be available till May 8th, 2021, and then they won't be available again until October. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. But I had made this Swatch Book in a background design release video last October. I will link that video up here and down below. And I made it using the Basically Amazing foundations and the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats. And I didn't have the covers, just, you know, just the guts here. So I decided that I needed to make a simple version of this, a simplified version of this as a standalone template. So that's what I did. So there's the background designs, there is the pastel vintage papers that I have, and then this one I made for other designers' papers, but I haven't gotten very far. I have some in here, but I still have a whole bunch that I just haven't had time to do yet. But anyway, and that is sweet. Look at, do y'all recognize this? Does that look familiar to you at all? Does it? Does it look familiar to you at all? That is TaylorMade Journal's I'll list it down below. That is her wallpaper, antique wallpaper. Oh shoot, yeah, I think that's what it's called. But I will link it down. I have it in here actually. I have 2 printers and I didn't do 2 sets. I just did one because there's a ton. There's 96 pages it says, or I'm sorry, 36 pages. 96. I'm reading upside down. So anyway, so that's what it's called. It's called Antique Wallpaper Set 1, TaylorMade Journals. Well, anyway, that's why I broke it up into 2, because this is version number 1, right? Version number 1. And then I'll show you a flip through of all the pages in just a second. But then I also have Swatch Book version number 2. And oops, I have a few made of version number 2. There's a couple, and then I've got one that I haven't done anything to the cover quite yet, right? So this one I made to hold my pressed flowers, right? Isn't that just so cool? Look at that. And then, or you could have it like this. So these are some pressed flowers from my yard, and I just love this idea. I love it so very much. This is also some of the TaylorMade Journals from that same set, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so there is one idea, and then here, this one here, the one I haven't done the covers on yet, I have went through and all of my embossing photos. Can you see it? I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. I did a sample of all of my embossing photos. Oop, that was my dog. Of all of my embossing photos, and wrote down what it was called. That way I can flip through and get an idea if I'm doing a project if any of that kind of comes to mind, because I'm a very visual, comes to mind, if any of that kind of fits the project. I'm a very visual person, so I like to see it, touch it, feel it, to see if that's something I want to use in my album. So this is version number 2. And then this one here is an actual, it's not a swatch book, it's an actual mini album. Okay, so I thought that it would be fun to make it, to simplify this down, to make it where you can just do it as a swatch book or as a, you know, like a keepsake for things like your pressed flowers, or if you want to use it as just a photo album. Like you could literally take this exact same thing here and you can put photos instead of background designs in here. Now this one is made a little bit different. I don't know if I made this one on camera. I'm pretty sure I made the other one. But there was more layers, more steps, more pages. So anyway, this is going to be the May 2021 album of the month, this one right here. So this will be version number 2, and I will make a totally separate video about that coming, so I won't talk any more about that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that's what one of the album of the months. Okay, let me move these out of the way here, and I will show you what is in, whoops, what's in the templates. Let me go back to version number 1. Oh, and the 2 new, let me show you the 2 new backgrounds too, because you'll be able to see them. One of them is this. It's called Hearts. And I wrote down here, thank you, Karen, because she contacted me through Etsy, and she was like, how about, it would be really great if you did a background design with hearts. And she said that when I did this album here, where I did the little heart stamps behind there, she liked that idea, and she sent me a picture of doing like a hoe. She printed off one of the binding pieces and stamped hearts all over it and everything, and it just looked really super cute. So she had the idea of making it a background design, and I love it. There's all different shades of hearts, there's different sizes of hearts, there's some script in there, there's some of the coffee stained images in there. It's just really, it's really cool, and I love it. I love it so much. So thank you, Karen. So Karen, if you buy, you know who you are, if you buy this template, I'm going to refund your money, because thank you very much for doing that, for giving me that idea. If you want to see this album, I will link it. The whole playlist, I will link it up here and down below, by the way. So that's one new background design. And then the other new background design is Mini Check. And I love Mini Check. It gives me so many ideas, this little Mini Check. So there's 2 new background designs. So in the background design release, I couldn't release the 2 new backgrounds, the letters and the postcard, because I didn't have any more background designs. Well, now I've got 2 more. I just need 2 more after that in order to be able to release all those new backgrounds in October. So anyway, so I'm really loving these. I'm really digging these. And thank you again, Karen, for the idea of the hearts. Okay, so let's go and flip through. So Swatch Book version 1 is the smaller one. Again, if you don't want this version, it's totally fine. You can just use, if you have the Basically Amazing foundations and the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats, you can just make your swatch book just like that. You don't need this. But let me show you what's included in each set here. I'll have these linked down in my Etsy shop. Right now they're only available in the 2 background designs, the Mini Check and the Hearts. And what else was I going to tell you? Oh, and this set does not have a guide. So you get the plain set and you get the background design set. And the reason for that is it's really not needed, and you'll understand here in just a second. So the version number 1 has 11 pages in it, and then there is a title page at the end of the PDF. So I tried to make sure that the first page is the first page. I listened to you guys asked me to do that, so I'm trying to make sure I do that. So this here, it says this is the album covers and the spine template. So this one's meant to be used as a traceable template. So I laminated this page and I cut me out a traceable template. So this is the cover and the spine, and it says here these templates are 8.5 by 11 format, but you can print it as an A4 as well. You just need to click or unclick, fit to page, whatever your printer says if you're A4, and it'll shrink it down just barely, just 1/8 of an inch. That's it. And you may have to crop your 4x6 photos down itty bitty bit, okay? It also says, please note, check printer settings by printing one of the 4x6 pages. One of my printers shrinks the overall size of the page. I have to print at 102% on that printer, and I do. One of my printers, I have to do 102% in order for it to print the correct size. So, all right, so there's page 1. And then page 2, this is also laminated. I just printed page 1 and 2 back to, I printed them all back to back, but I only laminated page 1 and 2 because this is the mats for the cover, okay? This is the mat for the cover and the mat for the spine. But then I've also got page 3 over here. This is the front and back cover if you wanted to print it out onto pattern paper or whatever. So I gave you a full page so that you could do that. So that's page 3. And then page 4, this is an accordion style binding. So you would score all of those marks, and there's a 1/4 of an inch in between each fin. And then page 5 is the stack the deck style binding. So there's 2 different ways you can do it. And then page 6 is, okay, so see what I did? This is the page, and I'll show you how to cut these out at the end of the video. But this is a page that you print out. It already has the photo mat on it, and it already has the 4x6 on there if you're using it as like a photo album, okay? And then page 7, it has the add-on photo mat, but no 4x6, okay? And then same size pages. And then page 8 has the 4x6, but no black mat around it, okay? And then page 9, it doesn't have the 4x6. No black mat, no 4x6. And then page 10, it has the 4x6, but nothing else. And then page 11 is just plain. So I've decided to do it this way because sometimes you don't need the 4x6. So I'm trying to save you guys a step as well. So instead of printing off the page and then printing off the add-on photo mat for something like this, for your swatch books, it was just a lot of steps. Because this is made for a 4x6 photo, you can't do a lot of embellishing and stuff like that for a 4x6 photo album if you're using all 4x6 photos. If you're using 4x6 photos. So I tried to give you options. So this way, if you were making a photo album, you could just print this page out. If you were making a swatch book, you can print this page out without the 4x6, and you wanted that black border because it has the little photo corners on it, see? And then if you didn't like the black border, I mean, you see what I'm saying? You have so many options here. I like this page too without the black border. This will be pretty to print onto pattern paper, and you could do a little bit of embellishing, but allow room for that photo to slip in. And the same with the blank. You can totally just do the blank on your pattern paper and decorate it up, and it would be beautiful too. So that's kind of like the idea. I didn't do one in this size, but that's the idea that I did here, where I took that blank page and I made a really pretty photo album. Okay, so anywho, okay. So that is, and then there's the title sheet to that. So that is the version 1. Now, version 2 is taller, and what I did was I added the label sheet, the label page, or the label part, not a sheet, on the bottom of the page. So again, here's the covers. It says the same thing as the version 1. So these are listed separately in my Etsy shop. I thought about putting them together, but then I changed my mind because some of you may not want the version 1 because you've already got the foundations and the add-on photo mats and all of that. So I decided to break them out so you have that option. And then, okay, so this is the covers for the, a traceable template. There's the hearts background. Oh, it's so pretty. And then here is the mats for those covers. And then here's the page number 3 is the 2 mats for the covers. It even says on here on page 2, it says page 3 has the mats for the covers that you can print directly on. Sorry, talking too much. It cut off on me. So there's the mats for the front cover. And then again, there's the binding, the accordion style binding. And also too, you can also do the stitched method on the on the peaks, just like we did in the Basically Amazing. You could do the stitched method and make yourself a journal. We should do that. We should do that as well. And then here is the stack the deck binding on page 5. And then here's page 6, where we have the add-on photo mats with the photo corners. We have the page, And I'll show you how that page works in just a minute. And then down here I added two like little writing areas, like little label spots or little decorative elements. Okay. And then here it is without the 4x6. Here it is without the black. Here it is without the 4x6 and the black. I just love the way that looks. Doesn't that look super cool? And then here it is with just the 4x6, and here it is just plain. And then that's it. Oh, so I wanted to show you real quick too. This is what version number 1 looks like. That's what the Etsy listing looks like. And then, so there is the hearts. It says hearts, plain and hearts. And then it says plain and mini check. And then here, I don't have any photos on the Etsy listing, I don't think yet. I haven't taken any, just this. That's all will be there right now. But I figure if you're going to buy it from this video, then you sat there and watched the intro video, so you know what you're buying. Here's version number 2. So here's what you need to look for. The 1 and the 2. So version 1 is the smaller one and version 2 is the taller one. So there's the Etsy listing photo, the hearts, and the mini check. Okay. So I'm super excited about it because I feel like this is such an easy, quick project. It's great for organizing because you guys know how much I love to organize, like my backgrounds, and these are my pastel vintage, especially with my 2 printers. I like to be able to know. I mean, I don't know if you can see the difference. This is my inkjet and this is my laser. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the color, but there is a big difference. So it depends on the project of which one I would choose. So, but anyway, I like to be able to see this and not have to print it out every time I go to do a project, you know, to double check. Let me show you really quick on this one. These are some free digital papers from Marta. I'll link. I might even start doing my freebies this way. She's doing it where buy me a cup of coffee. I may start doing my freebies this way because it was a really cool, easy thing, because you can also, if you wanted to help, you can also like donate, like buy me a cup of coffee, for example. So I've already set mine up, but I haven't put anything in it yet. But you can also, if you can't buy all of my templates, but you watch my channel and you get a lot of ideas and inspiration and you want to contribute to me in some way, shape, or form, you can do that through buy me a cup of coffee. But you can also give away free stuff through there. So anyway, so these are her free butterflies, but you can also, the page can also be done like this instead of wasting the inside. But again, I will show you all of that in just a little bit. Isn't that just the sweetest little cover? These butterflies are from someone else, and for whatever reason I cannot think of. I literally just got them a couple days ago. It might have been yesterday. I don't remember. I need to make another book because of the scripty papers. I wanted to start another book for like the way I did. Whoops. I've got so many books sitting here. For the pastel vintage, I want to make another book and start and add my scripty papers in. So that's what we're going to make together here in just a minute. But before we do that, I wanted to ask you guys what background designs you want to see this set of templates in, because it's kind of like it's such an easy set of templates. I mean, I feel like you can get a lot of mileage from these templates. Like there's a lot of things you can do. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's not a giant set of templates. It's not a super expensive set of templates. It's just, there's so much you can do sometimes with just the basics, right? Like the foundation, the Basically Amazing foundations. You can make so many things with that set of templates. But it's a big set of templates, right? But this is a small set. There's 11 pages there's 11 pages of plain, 11 pages of background design. It's not giant. So I'm super excited about that. But anyway, so we've got the hearts and the mini check. So what I want you to do is I'm going to do a giveaway in May when we make the May's album of the month, which again, I will do a separate video. I'm going to do a giveaway. What I want you to do is under this video, I want you to tell me which ones you want to see in this set of templates. So I've got, your choices are the new postcard, letters, text, vintage polka dot. Nope, here, let me get up closer so you can see. Postcard, letters, whoops, I can't get underneath the text, vintage polka dot, note paper, music notes, coffee stained, collage teal, grungy wood, and light wood. So leave me all of your favorite choices down below in the comment section, and then after we finish the May album of the month, I will do a giveaway, and I will pick, oh my gosh, I'll pick 10 winners. That'll be exciting. I'll pick 10 winners for that. So I'll have all that information down below. I don't have specific dates yet because I haven't even started recording, but it will be in May of 2021. So at the end of that video series, I will do a drawing for the giveaway. So I will give away 10 sets of these templates, whether you want version 1 or version 2 and whatever background design you want that's available, okay? So yeah, that'll just help me figure out what backgrounds to put on this set of templates. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to show you real quickly how to make version 1, the Swatch Book version 1. Also down below in the comments, be sure to let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you're like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted you to make. I mean, I've been, many people have asked me to do something like this. There's so many ideas, so many possibilities you can do with this. I'm super excited about it. So I'm glad I could get it together for you guys, especially right now if you're buying my background designs. Oh, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up too if you enjoy this new set of templates. So let me get some stuff together and we will make a quick version of the Swatch Book version 1. Okay, so I've prepared some pieces already. Today I'm going to use Tyvek and I'm going to use the medium weight chipboard. I have this link down below. I'll have a special Amazon list with the stuff that I can add into there, and I'll also link all of the different digitals and papers and things that I'm using, just in case you want to know. Okay, so I traced page number 1 on the Swatch Book version 1. I traced 2 onto chipboard, and then I also traced the spine piece onto chipboard. And I have taped one side of all 3 pieces. Let me move that out of the way. So, and then I've got this is going on the inside. I did cut a piece of Tyvek that I'm going to use just because if you're making it at home, I don't want you to not use some sort of reinforcement and your book fell apart and you get upset with me. You can also use fabric if you would like. So I'm just going to put this in there. I just made it the same height, and I'm just going to put this, I'm just going to put it in here in the middle somehow, just a little bit. Flip it over and burn it. Look, I didn't even get it correct. And burnish. And then I'm going to put 1/4 of an inch. This is kind of an optional step. But when you have thicker chipboard, it is important, I think, because you're going to need that space, that wiggle room. And then I need to be careful. I'm just going to peel back. This is from the 6-inch roll of the scrapbook.com. I will link them as well. Really, that has been one of the best things that has come into my adhesive life was that tape. The full sheets and the rolls, amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that on there like that, because I didn't even think about when I covered this with tape. I didn't even think about the Tyvek part, but I thought, no, you better put some Tyvek on there. You don't want to steer anybody wrong. All right, let's put this down. Wow, that one's super cooking. All right, let's try again. There we go. And I'm gonna burnish it down really good. Okay, now I'm gonna need to add some tape to this. Well, shoot. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even measure this either. I just kind of cut a piece. So let's see, this is about 4 inches. So let me grab my 4-inch roll of tape. I am super excited that I got this done for you guys. I mean, I've been working on it for quite some time, and I decided to keep it simple, which was great, because the more, you know, I add into a template, the more expensive it gets, you know. I'm trying to find a place. I've got so much stuff sitting out right now. It's almost ridiculous. But I wanted to get it out right now. I think you guys need a quick, easy project. Plus, everybody needs some organization. I'm just saying. You need a place to put all your pretty stuff. Okay. All right. Now, since I've got that covered, I grabbed me a piece. This is just 11 by 17 copy stained paper. Nothing fancy. I had to copy stain me a bunch more a couple weeks ago because I ran out. I've been using it so much. I don't sell coffee stained paper, but there's a lot of people on Etsy who do, and I will have that link down below. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to wrap this cover like I always do, like with all of my other albums, the same way. So I'm going to put this on here like this. The approximate measurements of this album and version 2 album are on the Etsy listing. So be sure to check out the description in the Etsy listing as well if you want to see the approximates. Everybody's printer is different, so keep that in mind. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is 3/4 inch, but if you have 1 inch, that'll work too. And I'm going to go around the perimeter of these covers. This is a right angle tool. Darlene sent it to me long time ago. I will link her Etsy shop down below if you want to check it out. Alright, so now I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to trim away all of this extra paper. And I'm going to take that right angle tool and I'm going to miter my corners. Do just some quick little prep. You can score these if you prefer. Okay, so what I like to do is I'm going to pull back these little 1/4 inch spaces here, and I like to do the top and the bottom ends first. I don't know why, I just have always done that. So I'm going to pull it up and around, and then I'm going to burnish it into those grooves there. And then I'm going to flatten the rest of it down. So then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I will include all of my tools in that Amazon list, you guys, if you want to check it out. That way I don't have to say what everything is every time. But it's a specific list just for this set of templates. So, set of templates or a project. I haven't decided how many projects we're going to actually make with it yet. But we're definitely doing the May album of the month with the version 2. So this piece here, I think I just cut a 3-inch wide strip of Tyvek. Now I need to put some tape on that. Dadgummit. Let's use my 4-inch. I just love using these bigger rolls of tape, you guys. I just love it. It just saves so much time. It makes life so much easier. Okay. And they've almost always got it on sale. Almost always. So that's awesome. Alright, I'm going to take those 2 1/4 inch strips off. And then I'm going to take this off. And I'll try to center it, line it up. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be that noticeable. So this is the same height as the mats. So before you press that down onto the covers, you want to make sure you get it into the groove a little bit, because it will like pull it in just a hair. Okay. Now I like to flip it over and do this side. All right. Okay, I did go ahead and print off. This is page, I think it's page 3. Yes, this is page 3, and I accidentally, I recycle my paper all the time, and I had a piece of the new Scripty papers. I had a piece in my printer. I guess it printed funky or something, I don't know. Or my husband and my kids, they like to grab the scrap paper and print on it, which is totally fine. That's why I keep it there. But anyway, so I accidentally, but it turned out really pretty, printed the mini check onto, and this is just like paper, this is like 28-pound paper, onto one of the Scripty papers, and it looks kind of cool. So I'm just going to go with it. We're just going to use them as the mats for the inside cover. So I'm going to attach these down really fast. Okay, next up, I'm going to do the binding. This is just page 5. This is the Stack the Deck binding, and this is pretty straightforward. We're just going to trim it out. So I know it's not on the paper where to cut, but there is 1, 2, 3 is 1 section. 1, 2, 3 is 2 section. 1, 2, 3 is 3 section. So you got to keep the 3 sections separate. But there's 3 parts to each section. So there's 1 section. There's 2. And then here is 3. Alright, so then all you need to do is score these. And then you want to prep them. This is 80-pound cardstock that I printed this on. This is my favorite. I have that linked in my Amazon as well. I like to prep them both ways because they're going to be bending both ways. It's like training your paper. You know how you can train your hair to do certain things? I feel like that's what this does. It's training the paper. Okay, because then what we'll do is we will stack them on top of each other. A lot of you know how to do this type of binding, except it'll be even. We're just going to stack them on top, and then we'll have 6 fins. So we need to, actually I'm going to ink the white side of this. I'm just going to ink that bottom, because you may see it. If you don't care, then don't worry about it. And then I'm going to ink like the top and bottom here. But you don't have to ink that side of that, of the, what's this called? The score. Just the one side. And I'm going to do that to all 3 pieces. Okay, so now I'm going to add some tape. And we're going to go with 1/4 inch on the smallest one. So this is the Stack the Deck binding. This is Laura Dennison. This was her idea way back in the day. And I will link her original video from back in the day. Because it's interesting to watch older videos because you had to do them in like a super quick, like you only had like, you know, 10 minutes or something. And so she really gets down to business quick. So it's a quicker tutorial. Probably. Okay. I don't like to use my scissors to cut wider tape. This is 3/4 of an inch tape. So that's good. And then this last one, I think I'm going to have to use I'm not going to use my 1/4 inch. If you're like me, you've got 10 million different sizes of tape. So I'm going to use my 3/8 of an inch If you have a 1/2 inch, that would probably work too. Or you could do 2 strips of 1/4 inch. Would probably be fine as well. All right, burnish, burnish, burnish. All right, the smallest one, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna center it on the middle one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna kind of go to one side here. See if I can't center it that way. So there should be about 1/4 inch between the scores. And it's not super crucial if it ends up being a little bit bigger on one side than the other. It's totally fine. Don't get upset about it. And then we're gonna take this piece here and put it on the big piece. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna fold it all to one side and try to get 1/4 inch. I'm a little shaky. I've been rushing around trying to get all this ready and prepared for you guys because I said, oh, it'll be coming out. See, I think that might even be a little crooked, but that's okay. No, it's okay. But I didn't realize I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, but I am now. So, all right. Oh, and you can too if you want to, you know, really give everything a good workout here. You can go through and do this just to make sure things are going to turn properly. Okay, so there's our 6 fins. Now I'm just going to install this into the album and then we'll get to making the pages. I didn't print a print on this because you're really not going to see, the only thing you're going to see is the in-betweens, the 1/4 inch. So if that bothers you, you could have printed one of the background designs, but it didn't bother me. So, all right, same thing. I'm just going to fold it to one side and I'm going to try to get 1/4 inch away from where the spine starts. Let's see if I did it. Well, it's 1/4 inch here, but maybe 3/8 inch there. That's okay. Can you all see? Look at, and it's okay. I'm just going to leave it. See, that's a larger gap than here, but again, it's okay. Okay, so garnish that. You could take it out. You could use undo and you could take it off, but we're not going to do that because this is more of an organization type. This is more of a Swatch Book type book, not an album per se. All right, so now we've got that on. Ready to go. Now I've already prepped most of the pages for this because I'm putting the scripty papers in here. It's going to be the first thing that I put in here. So, all right. So it's like a sample. They're just samples. Everything is like a sample of the papers. And since I have 2 printers, I did print versions from each printer. And you don't have to do that. I mean, that's something I did. I'm not sure. Did the scripty papers come with a title sheet? I think they do. Did they? If they didn't, you can click on the Etsy listing photo, the main photo, make it bigger, right click on it, and save it to your computer, and you will have like a title sheet. So that's what this first page is. So anyway, so I've got most of them done, and I do have one more page, but I was going to show you how to do these really quick. So I've got one of the pages. This doesn't have a 4x6 on it because it doesn't matter. We do not need it to say 4x6. So what I'm going to do, and this is just regular, this might be 24 pound, but 20 pound will work just fine. There's many ways you can do this. Okay, you could trim it all the way around the outside edge and cut it down the middle, and you've got 2 pages. You could then use the back of the page. You could add an add-on photo mat if you would like. I will link those down below if you want to buy those if you don't have them already. You can add an add-on photo mat on the back, or you can just leave it blank like I did here, these I just left them blank, but I left it together. So I took off one of the fins, one of these fins, and just folded it, and then left it blank on the one side and just added the images that I wanted to put on there. Or you could put a photo mat. It just really depends on how much time you got, what look you want, all of that. So you can make it 2 pages. Since there's not a 4x6 in here, it's not directional. So you can make it 2 pages. But, or again, like I showed you on that one, you could cut off one of the fins and just have it as a fold out page. But I'm going to show you the way I did all of these pages really quick. So if you're just using regular, paper, which I did, actually, I didn't mean to, actually, when I made that other book I was just showing you, I didn't mean to use such thin paper. I meant to use like a 30-pound paper, and I figured it'd be a little bit more sturdy, but it seems to be just fine. So, yeah. All right, I am going to remove one of these tabs here. And cut off that extra. So this is what I used for this one, right? This is what I used. So I need to score that really quick. You could have left both tabs on and just literally attached them both sides together, but it does get a little stiff that way. So, all right, so now what I'm gonna do is I've got it on the back side, I'm gonna fold it up to that score that I just made. You don't even have to score that other part. Right, so here again is that page I just showed you in that other book, right? So I'm not gonna put any of that, I'm gonna glue this together, that's what I'm gonna do. And I've tried all different types of glue, and so far my favorite is using Fabri-Tac by Beacon. It doesn't get as stiff. It's still flexible, where like art glitter glue would be too thin. I mean, wouldn't work with this type of paper, but tape runner didn't really do well. So you just need to experiment with whatever paper. Just use your favorite glue. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever you want. Oops, did I get it crooked? Looks like it might be a little crooked. That's okay. Okay, so then I'm going to burnish this. Right? So there is the basic page. Again, you could have made this into 2 pages. You could leave it open and add a photo mat on the back. You could print, what did I do with the book here? You could print another page out. Let me find the page. You can print page 7 out again and just cut the add-on photo mat part off and attach it to the back if you want. You could do this one. You can trim it out. I did that in the album, the mini album. So you don't have to have the add-on photo mats. You can literally just print that page out as well and cut them out and attach them to the back if you wanted to keep it open. But again, I left mine like this. So I've got all these pages raring to go. You see, they're the exact same. So they have that, there's just one layer. I cut it out, left one tab, and folded it in half and glued it. So then these are all 4x6 versions of my Scripty papers. So I'll show you what I did, how I got them on there really quick. Okay, so I had printed, mine I printed, let's see, what did I do? I did 2, I printed them on the 4x6, not 4x6 like paper, but it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but I printed 2 4x6s of this paper on there. You can do that if you have JPEGs. If you have a PDF, if you're working from a PDF, like most of you are if you've got these Scripty papers, you need to print 2 to a page, and it is a little bit bigger, and then you can just cut them down to 4x6, okay? So again, these are the exact same thing. They're just from two different printers, and I know you can't hardly, I need to write it down. This says Epson, which is my inkjet, and this one is my HP laser. So I'm gonna take, I need to clean this out. This is my corner chomper, my photo corner chomper. And I am going to chomp all corners. Just like that. As soon as I flipped it over, all kinds of them fell out. So I've already done all the other ones, and it's hard for you to see on camera, I'm sure, but I can tell. They're from two different printers. So this one's my Epson, this one's my laser. I'll say Epson. This one is my inkjet, this is my laser. So I've got them back to back so that you can see them right next to each other, so that way I can tell which one I want to use. And the Scripty papers, remember, they come in like the original, they come in the vintage, and they come in the black and white. Right, so I have them already prepared, except for these last two. Right? So, whoops. So yeah. So I have these two open that I'm going to attach these to. So I'm going to put my Epson one on this side because that's what the other one's, and this one on this side. So I'm just going to use art glitter glue. This is cardstock that I printed them out onto. You could have printed onto paper. But it does matter, you guys. Like whatever you're going to be printing these on, that's what you need to kind of do your swatches on, because it does change. The colors do change depending on what you're printing on. So just keep that in mind. So it fits perfectly on here. And if you did the A4, you may have to cut your 4x6 down just a little bit. You could literally just take a smidge off and it'll fit the same. You see how it fits perfectly with that corner chomper. If you don't have that corner chomper, you can just do the angle cut. That's fine. You can just leave it whole. That's fine as well. You can still have that kind of effect of it being held on with photo corners. See, this is, whoops. This is glued together. I didn't get to all the way to the edge, but it is definitely glued together. So there's that. And then one more. Whoops. I just did that upside down. No, it needs to go this way. I didn't have it upside down. Yes, I did have it upside down. Jeez. Okay. Did I have it upside down? I don't know. Does it matter? It does. I did have it upside down. At least I think I did. I can't remember at this point. Okay. So, now the important part is to try to keep them in order. Now what I do is you can do 3 to 4 pages on each side of your fin. So I wouldn't go more than that. You can try it, it's up to you. But I'm gonna do 3 on each side of each fin. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna count them out. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna start with these, and I'm gonna flip them to the back side, and I'm gonna grab something to tape them down with. And, oh no, I don't want that one. I want my 3/8 inch. You could use 1/4 of an inch. I'm just gonna use 3/8 inch. So I'm on the back side of these first 3, and I'm gonna go towards the edge of this tab. So we got 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Well, we're going to start with number 3. So I'm going to remove that tape backing, and I'm going to flatten that out just a little bit, and then I'm going to attach this tab to that fin, and I'm not, the score on the page is not going to go past the top of that fin. Okay, so this is the same binding method we did with the Basically Amazing. Whoops, looks like I may have cut my pages a little short, or my fin, or my binding a little long. Doesn't matter. So there's first page. Why do I keep putting that out? Leave that out. All right, so then we're going to the second page. 3 on one side of the fin. So then you want to count the next 3 out. 1, 2, 3. So these are going to go on this side of the fin. So we're going to have to put tape on this side. Not flipping them over. We're going to have to put them on the side that's facing up. So same thing, just put it on the edge. Now, the easier thing to do would have been to install your pages before you add your swatches. That would have made it a lot easier, but I didn't do it that way. So I thought I'll show you how to do it that way. I'll show you how to do it this way, just in case you do the same thing. Right? Okay, so we are going to take this page and attach it to the back side of that same fin. And you'll notice this is all white. Matter of fact, I'm going to ink just that edge right here and right there. And same thing, we're going to go, the score is not going to go over top of that page, the end of that little tab there. I mean, it's going to go right above, not, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to go under, it's going to go right above. So there's the top of that page, right inside of that groove there. So there's one. First fin has 6 pages on it. You see that? So there's 1, 2, 3 on one side of the fin, and then 1, 2, 3 on the other side of the fin. So I'm going to continue on with the rest of my pages, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like, and then I'll do a quick thing on the cover. Okay, so I've got the second fin done, and I did 3 pages on one side, and then I did 4 pages on the back side, because I had one more page and I wasn't going to start a new fin. So that's what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages on the 2 fins right there. So you just imagine, instead of this being this scripty paper title sheet, you have a photo there, and look at how perfect. It would just be easy, fast, quick, perfect, lovely gift. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I think it's a great little, quick little photo album, and I love the photo corners. You guys know I love those photo corners. So let's do something really quick onto the cover. I'm going to open this up. I've already got everything prepped. I had to trace my spine piece out. Obviously I have the papers, the background papers. But you can print off one. So this is the mini check, so I traced that out. And then I've got page 3 that I printed of the mini check. So I've got those both front and back like so. So I'm going to use a piece of this collage too, I think. Except I'm going to tear it down just a little bit more than what it is. And I'm going to use one of my labels. And I'm going to use some of these pretty butterflies. These butterflies here are Artie Mae's. So I think they're a freebie in her Facebook. I will link her Facebook group down below. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. They're so pretty. I love them. I saw them. I was on my own Facebook group and I was scooting out. You know, I was backing up to do something and I saw them and I was like, oh, I have to have them. I have to have them. So pretty. So anyway, so I got these cut out, the fussy cut out here. So I was thinking I may even have to tear some more of that down. So I was thinking of doing some butterflies, and these here are from Marta's freebies from the butterfly. Thought about putting these on the cover. And let me get my label out that I want to use. Was it that one? No. Look, I could use one of these foiled labels. Oh, that might be kind of pretty. Now I used the foil label. I feel like I'm rambling, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so excited. I'm so sorry. I used the foiled label on this one. You see it? So, I don't know. I'm gonna use the purple. That was my original thought. I'm gonna use the purple. I'm gonna grab one that's still on the sticker paper because I'm gonna play around a minute and see. So I was thinking about having it come off and, you know, cut it off at the edge a little bit, and then having one of these cute little, and see these colors match perfectly from what, you know, from my papers that I have going on right now. I just was like, I have to have them. These little butterflies are adorable. Okay, so here's what I was thinking for the front cover, and then maybe have these on here, because, you know, these backgrounds, you know how much I love and cherish my backgrounds. Maybe I could have one up here. It says love, like that. I can't decide which way I want to do it. Or maybe I'll have it on the back with a butterfly. Maybe I'll do that. That looks cute like that. So I'm gonna ink this paper up here that I ripped. Okay, and then the back here, where's that other piece? I could maybe anchor this down somehow. I have some more. Hang on. I haven't had time to like do a lot of fussy cutting, but I had some more. This is one of the pages from the freebie from Artie Mays. So if you guys want to check it out, that's just one of them. They're so pretty. Well, they look better when they're not behind plastic. Anyway, okay. So I've got a couple more butterflies cut out. Maybe I can use something. Maybe I can use one on the spine piece maybe. And then one back here. I've been loving me some butterflies. I don't know what's going on. So the spine, I've been doing kind of like a layered thing, and I need another label. Maybe we won't go with purple this time. Maybe we'll go with, I'm trying to just use the stuff I've got printed out. What about this color? I haven't used this color in a while. I like the teal color. This one's printed onto sticker paper. Okay, so I got a smaller one. Look at that. So this is the one I already had. Look at, big difference. Although that would still be cute too, not gonna lie. But anyway, so I did a tiny little one there on the side. Didn't that turn out so adorable? I just love that. I love the addition of that little saying there from Marta's freebie. So cute. All right, you guys, do let me know what you think. We've got the Swatch Book version 1 and version 2. There's version 2, so version 1, version 2. I'm so excited. They're so awesome. And I hope you guys like them. Do let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the new background designs. Don't forget to vote in the comments about which background designs you want. There'll be a timestamp below in the description box to go back to that area where I was talking about that if you want to check that out. And again, this is going to be the Swatch Book version 2 is going to be May's album of the month, and I will do a separate video on that. But it's super cute, super fun. Okay, all right, you guys. Oh, and this, let me know what you think about the pressed flowers idea. I love this. I love this so much. These are, I just grabbed a few that were in my, like in the top part of where I keep them all. These were from a bouquet that my husband, it says flowers from our anniversary dinner. He had them sent to the restaurant for me. So this was from last year, and they pressed pretty well. It looks kind of funky in my monitor, but I bet it kind of translates okay. But they pressed really well. So anyway, I love this idea. And I love this idea of the embossing folder, Swatch Book. You could do this with your inks. You could do this with your dyes. You could do this with whatever you use a lot of and you find yourself going back through and looking through stuff. You know, this is a good thing to do, a good thing to use for that. So It's a good thing to help you keep yourself organized. All right, you guys, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All the links are down below to my Etsy shop, to whatever links I needed to give you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.